Hello there guys! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make Polaroid Collage Effect in Photoshop. And also we will dive deeper into using rectangle tool, creating clipping mask, grouping of layers, and applying black and white layer. So let's get started! So here in our document, I got here an image, and our goal here is to apply the Polaroid Collage Effect. So the first step we're going to do here is we're going to create a duplicate layer of our background layer. So going on to the layers panel, select on that background layer, and then press Ctrl+J. There you have it. Now, the next step we're going to do here is we're going to create a Polaroid frame with the use of a rectangle tool. So to do that, going on to the toolbar, you can find the rectangle tool under this like mouse cursor under it. Right click on it and you can see different shapes, and I'm going to make use of a rectangle tool. Okay, so now let's create our Polaroid. So I'm going to click and drag it to create a rectangular shape that will be like the Polaroid. There you are. And then for the fill, I'm gonna set this one to white. Okay, there you go. Then hit enter. Okay, so from this rectangle layer, we're going to rasterize the layer. So to do that, with that rectangle layer selected, right click on it and then choose on rasterize layer. And then the next step here is we're going to add another selection inside this rectangle. So to do that, going on to the toolbar, let's go to the second tool. First, second, right click and find the rectangular marquee tool. And then let's create a selection where the image will be placed inside this Polaroid frame. Something like this. And then once you already have this selection, press Ctrl+J. And by the way, if you find this video helpful so far, please consider subscribing to help YouTube algorithm show my videos to other nerds like us. Now, the next step we're going to do here is we're going to create another duplicate layer of this, all right? This one under the rectangle. So to do that, press Ctrl+J and then click and drag it here on top. There you are. So now the next step here, I'm going to create clipping mask. So right click on this layer and then choose create clipping mask. Now we already created this Polaroid effect. Now the next step here is we're going to put them into the folder. From this top layer selected, press shift until this rectangle one layer and then press Ctrl+G. And then let's name this layer as the Polaroid frame 1. Now the next step here is we're going to desaturate this layer, or we can just apply here a black and white effect. Okay, so to do that, with this layer selected, go to the adjustment layer icon and then choose on black and white. All right, so the image under it is already saturated. Okay, so now the next step we're gonna do here is we're going to open up this Polaroid frame layer. Click this one. All right, there you go. So look what will happen here. So if I'm going to select on this rectangle layer here and then press Control and then also click on this layer on top. Okay, these two layers, and then press V, or you can also use transformation command. Press Ctrl+T. I can move it anywhere I want. Okay, so it's something like this. All right. All right. So I showed you this because this is the next thing that we're gonna do, and we're going to create a duplicated layer of that folder or that group layer of the Polaroid frame one. Okay. So let's rotate this to something like this. All right, and let's adjust the size. Let's decrease that. Okay. All right, let's put it on this area. Okay. Then hit enter. Okay. Now let's hide this. Now the next step here is we're going to duplicate this Polaroid frame 1 layer. So press Ctrl+J and let's rename this one as the Polaroid frame 2. Okay. And then let's open that folder. So just what I've said a while ago, we're going to move this Polaroid frame, but the image on top won't be affected. So I'm going to select on this part and press Control, also this rectangle one. Press Ctrl+T, and then let's move it from anywhere we want, and we can also rotate that. Okay, something like that. All right, then hit enter. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Now we can already hide this folder, right? So press Ctrl+J. Let's rename this one as the Polaroid frame 3. Okay, and then open that folder. Select on this rectangle one. Press Control, and then select on this layer 2. Press Ctrl+T, and then let's move it somewhere here. All right, and then let's hide it again. Let's add more. Let's add 3 more Polaroid frames. So press Ctrl plus J. Name this one as Polaroid 4. Open the folder. Select the rectangle one. Press Ctrl and select the layer 2. Press Ctrl plus T for the transformation command. Let's move it from where we want. Hit enter. Right. Let's hide it. Press Ctrl plus J. Name this layer as Polaroid 5. Select the rectangle one, press Ctrl. Select on the layer 2, press Ctrl plus T for the transformation command. Now let's put this Polaroid on this part. Then hit enter. Okay. And next part, let's hide this layer. Press Ctrl plus J, duplicate layer, frame number 6. Open the folder. Select rectangle one, press Ctrl, hold it, and select on the layer 2, press Ctrl plus T. Now let's put this one here in the middle. That seems fine to me now. Now hit enter. And there you go. And now we're done. And you can also keep on adding more Polaroid frames any amount you want, okay? So something like that. And not only that, you can also apply different effects from the background. You can blur the background, you can desaturate the background, or anything you want, okay? If you want to darken it, or you can just apply here a solid background, that's just totally fine. Now let me show you the before and after. So this one is the before, and this one is the after. And that is how to make Polaroid collage effect in Photoshop.